Yeah, g'day. This is the difference between Canada and New Zealand. No, this isn't the Australian flag. They just stole our design and then added another star. And yeah, this is the Canadian one, which has got like a leaf. So in Canada, they kind of sound like this. Hey there, buddy. Don't you know I'm from Canada? I'm so sorry if that sounded American. And you can apologize for thinking that I sound Australian. I don't. A lot of people like to think of New Zealand as like the Canada of the Pacific. You know, we're both really relaxed countries. You guys are like, hey there, buddy, just relax, man. We've both got annoying neighbors. You know, you guys have got the US, we've got Australia, but there's also a lot of differences too. See, Canada is like the second largest country in the world, and we're, you know, definitely not. See, Canada's like a big old Gandalf, and we're still just a little mini Frodo running about like, hey Gandalf man, give us a look. Oh, wow. Okay, see you, we'll just go back down here. We're here, we're still here. Canadians like to say, buddy, like, hey there, buddy, where we say, bro, so it's like, sup, bro. In Canada, you guys call a biscuit a cookie. You call togs a swimsuit, a trolley is a cart, and when you say the word puck in Canada, well, this comes to mind. We're here in New Zealand, if you say puck, well, that's this. Pants up crack. Canada has Drake. We've got Drake. Canada has bears, like grizzly bears, black bears, polar bears. We're here in New Zealand, we don't have bears. We've got possums though. Watch out, a possum could get you. The closest thing we've had to a bear was this.
I'm the polar pop bear.
In Canada, they would call this a sweater, where here in New Zealand, we call it a jumper. It's nothing to do with, you know, like jump. Yeah, it's spelt the same as that one, but it has nothing to do. I'm not sure where. Anyway, speaking of weird English terms, you know, like a warm hat that you might wear to the snow on your head? Well, yeah, we call that a beanie, obviously. But in Canada, they call it a toque, which is it's confusing because let's say I grabbed your beanie and I ran away. Are you guys going to be like, hey there, buddy. Hey, this guy just took my toque. I mean, you're nice people. That just makes no sense. It's silly. Your Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, he used to be a nightclub bouncer. Where our Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, she used to be a DJ. I'm not making any of this stuff up. Here in New Zealand, we call like a small holiday home a batch, where in Canada, they call it a lake house. We've got a lake, Lake Taupō. It's got a big trout next to the town. It's quite big. Canada though, they've got like the world's Great Lakes and thousands of them, and we don't want to get into it. They're just showing off now. Hey there, buddy. Want to come take a peep at all my lakes? We've got heaps of lakes in Canada. As mentioned earlier, you know, you Canadians hate being mistaken for people from the US. We're here in New Zealand. We hate being mixed up with Australians. But you know, you guys, it's kind of a fair point because Canada and the US, you're so close. Like there's only a thin little invisible line that divides the countries. We're here in New Zealand. You know, we've got a whole ocean dividing Australia and New Zealand, but somehow the whole world's like, oh, are you from Australia, mate? No, I'm not from Australia. But you know, we're also, you know, quite a relaxed country, so we don't let it get under our skin. Here's a fact. Canada has the longest street in the world, and we, New Zealand, have the steepest. In Canada, you guys are like addicted to maple syrup. So much so, you guys have like backup reserves of maple syrup in case there's like a national shortage. Here in New Zealand, we've got golden syrup. We don't care if it runs out, really. It's not a big thing. Here in New Zealand, we're actually more relaxed than the people in Canada. For example, when it comes to a donut, you know how there's the hole in the middle? It's never crossed our mind what happens to that bit. Like, where did it go when they punch that bit? And we don't care. We just eat the donut. But in Canada, they're a freaky little bunch of people, and they've captured those bits, they've figured out what's happened, and then they cook those bits, those little bits from the inside, and they eat them. They call them in Canada Timbits, which again is as weird as a toque. That's a weird name, because what if you're there one day just eating your little bag of Timbits, and some guy's there like, oh, hi, I'm Tim. And you're like, oh, I'm just eating Timbits. That's yuck. Look, Canada, you're real nice. We're real nice. I'm thinking we grab Maui, jump in a waka, we'll paddle up to you, grab a hacksaw out, cut through your border with the US, and then we can drag you down to just sit by us, you know, bump Australia out the way. You guys can sit there, or Australia, you can come and just sit, you know, just below us. That way you'll be much closer, so it's easier for you to keep on claiming all the good things from our country. And that's the difference between New Zealand and Canada, with a few friendly jibes about Australia. Hopefully no Canadians were harmed in the making of this video, because I'd hate to have to deal with Trudeau the bouncer. Oh, scary. You can subscribe if you want. There should be like a subscribe thing, and you could watch something else. This is the difference between Australia and New Zealand. You could watch that if you haven't. Some Australians got pretty wound up about a shrimp on a barbecue. Don't ask. Just a bit of friendly banter, mate. Hey? 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 Hey?